Cheers. All right, guys. Welcome to San Diego Hunting TV with Johnny and Travis. Very brief info for you guys on what we're doing. We've been talking about starting this channel for a while, just to get info out about laws, local and national, that'll affect the San Diego area. And also, this hopefully will eventually turn into something where we're doing like tips and tactics for hunting and just kind of poking the bear, saying stuff that needs to be said. But this is our first shot at this, and we'll see how it goes. And this episode is going to be 99% about the bear law, the law that State Senator Scott Wiener is trying to introduce or he did introduce it to the state, and it's trying to ban bear hunting altogether. In which it's basically setting the template for the rest of the nation and especially for the Humane Society to get started on that. So, here we go.
This is where it starts.
Yeah. Basically, we're here to kind of walk you guys through it, like what the law states, which I'm pretty sure all you guys know. Basically, no more tags. If this law passes, we will no longer be allowed to legally hunt bear. Only on depredation tags, which would be given to government hired shooters.
Deprivation or science, so
yeah,
he's gonna become a scientist.
And therefore, one more predator that we will mismanage in the state of California. What the office of Scott Wiener states.
It's nuts. Let me grab my papers. So basically what the office told me, the only reason there's bears in human conflict is because the bears are coming into campsites due to hunters chasing them out of the mountains. And the same goes with neighborhoods. So I think if they eliminate hunting, that will make more space in the mountains for bears and there'll be no more conflict. They also go into like cleaning up your yard and whatnot, and that makes sense. But they go into, what was it? POTA bears.
If you guys could see his shit.
Yeah. So yeah, they want to call it trophy hunting. It's not trophy hunting. Everybody knows that substance, and you have to take the meat. It's wanton waste. Talk about the fragile state of black bears due to a fire. And, well, the fragile state of the population in general, but the population is 30,000 plus right now. It's like the highest it's ever been. They bring up wildfires, but next year will be better, new greens, everybody knows that. Then they bring up climate change. I'm sure they don't have a study for that. And then they like go into like 70% of people were like polled in the most bear hunted counties, and they're like 70% of the people were anti-bear hunting, but a lot of the questions are like, do you support killing a sow with cubs? Do you support killing a bear in its den? Like, it's pretty ridiculous stuff. Then they were bringing up the only people who hunt bears in California. It's 0.01% of the population. They don't mention that that's 1.4 million just in tag sales, not to mention everything else that goes into hunting.
Tag sales revenue of license
gas
for that. There's
hotel rooms,
out of state tags, all the gear we buy.
Let's see. Yeah, they say due to the bears coming into the neighborhoods, hunters are not going into the neighborhoods to hunt them because they want to go out to the pristine wilderness to get a trophy, and there's so much wrong with that. Everybody already knows. You can't hunt in the city, and yeah, it would wig some people out. And then they bring up like the Keep Me Wild. It's like fishing games or Fish and Wildlife's catch and release program for problem bears. A lot of times that doesn't work, and a lot of times it's always super expensive. That's all funded through hunting money, I believe. And yeah, that'll be a lot of money. We couldn't shoot any. And then where are we at from there? That's just the ridiculousness the office told me. That's from the article that was written by American Humane Society, and that's their main source right there. It's that one article, and it was dropped the day before the bill was dropped.
And when you called the office, the was it the secretary that you spoke to, the info that he gave you?
Oh no, yeah, it's madness. Just talking about let's see.
He stated something about how it wasn't so much about stopping hunting, but it was more about
They just
managing
they want to stop trophy hunting, and I'm like, no, you're gonna stop all hunting. And then it like brought up like he brought up how the mountain lions were a success, and I was like, no, that's not a success. Like every year the state has to pay to kill at least 100, and then way more deprivation permits are written than that too.
Yeah, basically they don't really know what they're talking about, because like one of the things Johnny said was, and I've heard this from several people like Spencer Lillywhite, couple other guys that called up there, who were saying that the first thing that his reps in his office were saying is that it's about the land, like opening up more area for bears and the bear area management or whatever, and it's not true. What they're trying to do is they're trying to put it, the Humane Society has put the words trophy hunting on it to label it so that we look like we're in the wrong, whereas trophy hunting is 100% illegal. With bear hunting in California, when you shoot a bear, you have to take your meat. You are not allowed to leave it. It is 100% illegal, and I don't know anybody who would really do it except for maybe a poacher.
Even then, it would be a bitch to get the hide stand out. You need the tag.
Yeah.
Yeah, you shoot a bear. It's a mandatory check. They pull a tooth.
Yeah.
That does population ish. By the age, they could tell how dense and not dense it is coming out of a certain area.
As we all know, like hunting in San Diego, especially, and after my conversation today with Adrian from West Coast Archery up in Paloma, Paloma, I'm not sure. Telling her how we have a very predator-rich environment down here with all the mountain lions and the coyotes. And granted, we can hunt coyotes, but without having like an organized coyote hunting event going on, you're not going to really touch the coyotes in an area. You won't be able to knock down the population. But when I was telling her about how with the mountain lions, how it has really affected the deer population in San Diego County, and it's really been noticeable the last couple of years. She was telling me how when they hunt up there and they hunt in the B zones like Mendocino National Forest, the reason that so many guys up there have bear tags is because they don't see any deer. All they see is bears. Like they'll see one deer a day maybe, and they'll see five or six deer. They'll see 5 or 6 bear. When you see one deer and 5 or 6 bears, something tells me that the population is out of control already, and that's because they took away our right to hunt with dogs, which is the most effective way to hunt bear.
And it brings up the age class of the animal too. You could look at the bear in the tree and go, no, it's a small one. We're gonna go catch another one.
Yeah. When you get a predator-rich environment, like I heard it talked about on a podcast, where because it'll become a predator pit where we'll lose a lot of our deer, and up in central and northern California, the elk population will definitely take a hit. And when you start losing your deer and your elk, what you're going to start losing is hunters purchasing tags. Now the public land is devaluing, as we are no longer concerned with our public lands in our area because we're not hunting it, because the predators have created this environment where there is nothing for us to hunt. Bears are very brutal on the fawn mortality rate.
Even that, they increase lions too. They'll sniff out lion kills, and then the lion has to take out another deer.
Yeah. So with that, this entire thing that they're doing, it's not based on facts. They're walking away from science once again, just like they did with bobcats and like they did with the mountain lion ban. They're totally going on emotion, which what are we gonna do about it, right? Like we lost it real easy with bobcats. Mountain lions, who knows? Like that was 30 years ago.
91 for mountain lions. 2012 they banded hounds for bears. 2015 they got rid of bobcat trapping. 2019 they got rid of bobcat trophy hunting. Now 2021 they're going for trophy hunting of black bears. So
somewhere in there was some kind of a ban. I guess Adrian was talking about it from West Coast Archery. She said that there was a ban proposed on pig hunting on high fence ranches or whatever. I don't even remember hearing about that. But I guess they were all up in arms about it up there, and it sounds like we lost that one too. The one thing I will say is this has got some steam behind it. The hunting community is really, really stepping up their game on this. I think that we are seeing, we've seen everything that they want to do, and we see the direction they're going. And so many people are up in arms in this. And one thing is, we have to go after this tirelessly. We cannot get lazy on this because it's going to need all of our efforts 100% of the time. I will tell you the reason that me and Johnny are doing this is I've been watching him for years. He's always the first guy to get involved in this stuff, and
call your reps.
Yeah, he's always the first guy to throw out the info, and then he just goes after it and goes after it and goes after it, and you get a lot of guys that'll see it. They'll throw something out and then they're done, and then all of a sudden we can't hunt bobcats anymore. Just that's what happened last time. What we're doing now is like trying to help everybody see where we're going with this, what we have to do. What have we done already? All right, well, we got the petition. The petition's going around. If you haven't signed the petition, sign it. It was the link on my page, but now my link is going to go to this YouTube channel, but you could find anybody, or if you need to, send me a direct message at San Diego Muleys.
It's SB252 on change.org. You can probably find it searching that way.
Absolutely. You can find it on just about any hunting page in California right now. And then also, we've been hounding Scott Wiener's office. Scott Wiener's office is tired of us. They are no longer listening to you if you do not live in the San Francisco area. They're asking you your zip code or where you're from, and then they'll tell you to call your local rep. Well, the one thing I'll tell you on that, the first defense on that, our local reps are not the ones who brought this bill to the state. It was Scott Wiener. So take that to him. And also the fact that they are going on bunk information from the Humane Society. Throw that at them. When you do call, use facts. Do not call them names. Be professional. Use good terms and use numbers. Use legitimate numbers. You know, the bear population, they're saying the bear population is in threat. 25 years ago, the bear population was 10 to 15,000 strong.
30 to 40 now.
Yeah, now we're at 30 to 40,000. That's 3 times. It's grown by 3 times. But that's the stuff that they need to hear. There's a lot of facts out there. Me and Johnny have been sitting here looking up stuff all day, looking at the numbers of bears that have been killed. You can going back to 2001, like 1,669 in a year. Like you can see all this stuff. We're jotting down, like we've been going frantically on this.
You can tell when they got rid of hounds too on that graph too.
Yeah, they got 2012 was the last year you could hunt with hounds. There were 1,962 bears harvested that year. In 2013, 1,087. That's 900 less the next year because they couldn't hunt with hounds.
They started throwing in deprivation bears and stuff on the quota too, just to make the numbers get inflated.
Yeah, they are tricky with that. One of the things I will say is when you are talking to your representative, or if you decide to give Wiener a call or whoever. I had a conversation today with a retired congressman from the area, who is very pro hunting, and he said if anything, when you talk to him, speak well, do not cuss, and camouflage yourself. And I didn't understand what he meant, and And this is how he explained it to me. He said, what sounds better to you? A drug dealer or an urban pharmacist? Which, yeah, obviously it's the same thing, but one word sounds different than the other. So instead of calling yourself a hunter, which we are, but we got to play their games. So call yourself an outdoorsman. You know, talk about harvesting, a sportsman, anything that just makes it a little more appeasing to somebody who is a non-hunter or an anti-hunter, which sucks. Like we have to play this game now. The couple of things that are going for us is it's been put to the state. It still has to go through the process. It's got to go. First it gets sponsored, then it'll get co-sponsored. So you'll see representatives, like you'll see a Republican or a Democrat jump on and sponsor it. I'm still looking at how to find out who sponsors it. Right now, all I can find is the Humane Society. But when we do find out if a certain representative, like a Democrat, Republican, whatever, sponsors this bill, we got to pound them. We got to hound their office, and we got to let them know that this is a very, very hot item in our box. And once they find out that it's got that much turmoil behind it, it's a good time for them to back away before they start losing votes. Like, they're all about keeping their votes, and they want to keep their supporters happy. They find out that they've got a lot of hunters on their back, it might back them down a little bit. Once that happens, it gets referred to committee, and then after it gets referred to the committee, it goes to markup managers, and then they can try to amend the bill. Well, after they amend the bill, it goes to committee, and that's where the state really gets involved. Now, I know this is all going to be explained probably a lot better on a Ridge to Ridge podcast happening. They're recording on Monday with Bill Gaines, who is the state lobbyist, and he is the absolute front line of this. Like, he will be fighting tooth and nail at the Capitol for us. Ridge to Ridge has asked me to reach out. If you guys have any questions you would like to be asked to Bill Gaines, send them to me, send them to Bill Gaines, send them to Johnny. Everybody knows Johnny's page, Johnny Hunts. But I'm San Diego Muleys, obviously, and then Ridge to Ridge Outdoors. Let's see. There's so much more to go. I do want to say, actually, let me just check something real quick. Cool, we're still recording. I do want to give a little shout out to some of the local guys who jumped on this real quick. I know the Muley Assassins, right off the bat, like when I posted about this, Ahmad got right up there on Scott Wiener's page and posted a good little quote from Teddy Roosevelt. Stoked to see that. And then Ridge to Ridge, obviously, they got behind it. And I've seen a lot of you local guys come out against this also, like throwing stuff up on your page, helping spread the word. There is a page I know that has been putting out a lot of good info. It was California Hunting Addiction.
Yeah, Josh Pelosi or Joey Pelosi or something.
Yeah, keep an eye on him. He's a very good guy to follow. He's been posting most of the stuff. He's good friends with the guys who wrote the bill or the petition for us to sign. Let's see. I'm trying to think of some other locals like it.
Billy Simmons said some shit.
Yeah, Billy Simmons. He's always up on this. Billy Simmons also pointed out something else where I believe it's called #landback.
Guard the gate too.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff we're going to be talking about on these little videos, and we're just going to try and keep them short. But yeah, this is important, guys. Hopefully you guys can all read this, and I will post this. This is San Diego, 38th District, Brian Jones from Santee. He's got a lot of the area from out by Santee, the mountains, like up north to like Temecula and all that. 39th District, Tony Atkins. She's kind of the coastal area going up to Oceanside, like all the way down to San Diego. And then it kind of goes into Escondido a little bit, almost like it forms a little L. And then Ben Hueso, I don't know. He's like the southeast, so he's down in like Chula Vista all the way out to El Centro. All these numbers can be found, dude. They're 38th District, 39th, and 40th District. I know that Killin' Muley's Instagram follower hit me up on one of my posts about like what you do now. These people are our representatives that we need to talk to now. Like, these are the people we need to go after and state the facts, dude. We gotta let them know what's going on. Don't just call them up with raw emotion and tell them how fucked up they are. Like, that's not going to get us anywhere. And then last thing is the future of this little channel here. We'll see how it goes. We just want a place where you guys can come out and get some information about this right now, especially. Like, we were not ready to start this yet. But hopefully...
Yeah, thanks, Scott Wiener.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Wiener. And hopefully we'll be able to get into some content eventually that's a little more humorous. We're going to make fun of some people. I'm going to make fun of Johnny for sure. He's going to fucking crush me. But we are going to poke the bear with this YouTube channel. We are going to hopefully get into some really good tips and tactics for some stuff. And holy shit, we're gonna go after the Laguna stick and release program.
But yeah, SB252.
Yeah.
Call your people.
Call your people. Be looking for the next video. We're gonna try and do one of these probably about like once a week or so. Thanks for watching.